Hi, in this video we're going to talk about private label ebooks and how to take private label ebooks and turn them into different formats or different types of products. So what we're going to look at is not only that, we're going to look at the graphics. Basically, how do you produce different graphics and how do you find people to do e-covers for a low price that will save you lots of money and lots of time. So just like in the previous video where we talked about private label articles, basically in this tutorial you can pretty much do the same thing. You can take an ebook, you can split it up and to make a report, you can split it up to make articles, or you can turn it into an audio ebook and hire a voiceover. But we're going to do a little bit different things here just to keep it different and so that you can get different ideas. So you want to choose a private label ebook. There are many places that you can find private label ebooks. If you go to Google, you can actually search for private label ebooks. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and do that. Just like private label articles, there are many sites out there that actually provide private label ebooks. Private label ebooks generally sell for more simply because it's a bigger product and you can take an ebook and split it up into many articles. To find them, I would highly recommend you search for private label ebooks in Google and find a site that provides them. And another great place to find private label ebooks is generally if you see some sort of fire sale. Sometimes you'll see a lot of people selling ebooks. So there are actually many sites out there that provide ebooks either on a monthly basis or you can buy many at one time. Michael Santiago has a good site on private label ebooks here that you can check out too. And have first-hand experience with Edmund Lowe's private label ebooks. He puts out a lot of private label ebooks and you can generally find them floating around the internet. In fact, I'm going to go back to Resale Rights Mastery and I'm going to go there to find ebooks. So we can see here that something on article marketing has private label rights included, and it's a good method to look at the license first before you actually edit the private label ebook, just to make sure that you can break them down into articles and things like that. So okay, as I was scrolling through here, I can see that there's one product here that caught my eye. It's written by Anne-Marie, and she has a lot of great stuff that comes out, and it has no restriction private label rights included. That caught my eye because this is a self-improvement niche. So focus, the key to success. Let's say that I want to get some articles from that, or I want to take that ebook and turn it into an audio ebook, but I also want to rewrite it. So let's go ahead and look at the license. It says no restriction, but you'll always want to check the license just to be sure. So I'm going to go ahead and extract that file here, and I'll let you look at it in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the license. So it's always good to get your private label products from a reliable source. Anne-Marie, she is the original creator of the content, which is great. And as you can see, you can edit the completely, put your name on it, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to break it down. We can break it down into new articles. It can be used in article directories as long as it is edited, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So basically she allows you to do pretty much anything. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is you want to find the source. You see it's in text format and it's in Microsoft Word document format. I'm actually using OpenOffice, which is a free software, just as good. So as we can see here, it's about 11 pages. So we could definitely break this down into different articles. It doesn't have to be 11 articles just because it's 11 pages. It can be 5 articles. You could delete things that you're not looking for. You could even use the first part for your sales letter. Let's say you're going to sell something. You could even use focus, can work for you, and it says, do you find it easy to concentrate, blah blah blah. You could even rewrite it so it says so we can see that she actually begins it here, since earlier that was mainly the welcome part. You could use that as a sales letter part. Or you can even use that area for the squeeze page. So you could even break this down so that this is an article, a rather long section, so we could even split it into 2 articles. So you can edit it, sort of like I edited in the private label article video, and use that same method to connect the dots. You want to make it flow, and she does a great job in asking questions. Basically is what you want to do. So let's say that you have written it and you have it so that you have split it up so that you have many articles. And the next thing you want to do is you want to turn this into an actual product. You want to have a squeeze page. Somebody signs up for your squeeze page and they receive that report. Can it be done? Of course it can. Let me show you how to do it. The first tool that you're going to need is called NVU. It's a WYSIWYG tool. What you see is what you get. It's basically a simplified HTML web tool. I would highly recommend that you go to NVU here. Go to download.com. You can go ahead and download NVU right there. Then simply click on the Download Now button and download the product or the file, and then install it, run it, and then you're going to see this. I'd say this is probably the easiest tool that I use, simply because it's, if you've used Microsoft Word or any type of word processor out there, then this tool is going to be fairly easy for you to use. So you're basically jumping over that learning curve. So remember how I had this in the beginning, and I mentioned that would be great for your sales letter? Well, it is. So I'm going to simply copy that, highlight what I want, copy that over, and I'm going to paste that here. So there we are. We're going to change the headline so it's something to fit our headline. We can say, from the desk of your name, a form field, and you want to do a checkbox, and copy and paste the same thing here. Press OK, and your basic goal is to go through here and change the question marks to checkboxes. And then after that, of course, we're going to assume that I've changed a lot of stuff on that page. And then what you're going to do is you'll add your opt-in form here. And say that you want somebody to design an e-cover. Where do you do that? That's actually quite easy. What you do is you go to a place called Digital Point Forums. This is a great forum because a lot of designers come there and they basically compete. And what you're looking for is the services area and the design area. You can enter contests, you can start contests. Let's say you can find people on there that'll do simple designs, simple logo designs for $6, and you can turn that into an e-cover. Or you can find somebody to do it for $15, $20, $30 or less. You don't have to pay somebody $60 or $150 for just a basic logo or design. So you can find people that are doing quality headers, graphic designs, really cheap designs, and do not be blinded just because it's a cheap thing. A lot of these people can charge $10 and do just as good of a job as somebody who has a really big name and is charging $1,000. So now it is a risk to take, though. You do have to make sure that when you do choose people, that you choose people with a lot of posts, and those are positive posts, mainly because there's no middleman here. There's no escrow or anybody, protecting your back or anything like that. So it is at your own risk, but it is much cheaper. Like a $6 logo. This guy is great, and this guy is great too. So, what have we done so far? We've created a short report out of the ebook. We could either sell it, or we could use it to build our list, which was what we have done here. So you can either sell it, you can send it away for free as a rebrandable report that either sells another product of yours, it builds your list so that you can sell to your list later on. And another great idea is audio ebooks. Simply the same idea that I used earlier in video 2. Go to sites like guru.com, elance.com, and find people who will, read the ebooks and use a professional voiceover. With that said, now you know how to do that, and now you know how to find really cheap designers and really good designers for a good price.